Würfel Reviews here with another review. Here is Andres, Alina and Ilja, and today we're going to take a look at Tiny Epic Galaxies. Let's go to the table, shall we? Yeah. Tiny Epic Galaxies is a really easy game. What you're going to do on your turn in this game, you're going to roll dice and see what actions you're going to get. You can mitigate the luck. You can try to get actions what you want, and that's basically it. You want to try to get most points, and the end game is to get when somebody gets 21 points and other players will get the equal number of turns and the game ends. So there's all that about the points. Now let's take a look at the player mat here. First of all, it's a tiny mat here, but now as you can see here, you have some ships available already. You have some resources. You can track the resources to a maximum of 7. Energy and culture. You can upgrade your empire to get extra ships, to get extra victory points and extra dice on your turn. You can put the upgraded or the cards and planets. You can put them here to get extra actions that you can use on your turn. Let's go back to the table here, to the outer view. And as you can see, now, what you can do on your turn. First of all, you're going to roll your dice. Let's say I rolled dice here, and dice have different phases. Like, for example, you can move a ship, or you can go on the political track or the economy track, or you can upgrade your empire or use the action, get energy, culture, so on. So you're gonna use these dice. You're gonna put them in the activation bay. Let's zoom in to the planets and activation bay. That's the main thing here. So you see here, for example, I'm gonna use the action. That means the action of landing the ship somewhere. I can go on any planet and land it on the surface of the planet or on the orbit. If I go on the orbit of the planet, I want to colonize it. So if I will go to the end of the track, I will get this card and will get the points. And throughout the game I can use this action only for myself. If I go on the on the surface of the planet, for example, then I can use the action of this card once, but I will not get the planets. That's the thing, and I want to get the planets, but you still want to get the actions as well. And that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna try to get the right actions, try to get the right combinations. You have free reroll on your turn. You can spend energy for extra rerolls. To upgrade your empire, you need to spend resources. What's cool about this game is the follow action. When it is not your turn, and some other players another player is doing a turn, and for example, he's gathering energy. And let's say he's going to put the die here, there. He's gathering energy, and gathering energy is based on where you have ships. For example, on your home planet, each ship gives you 1 energy. If you have the ship somewhere on the card, it also gives you some extra energy, and so on. So, for example, he did the energy gathering. You can spend 1 culture to follow his action, and then you're gonna get energy as well. So you can follow any action as long as you have culture. You can follow actions of many players as long as you have. But the culture is really important here, and right now we have more luck. We have 2 cards of culture, but there are less of that culture, I think, and more of that energy. It's harder to get the culture and easier to get energy. Of course, the home planet has energy as well. And that's basically the whole game. You're gonna get the points and you're gonna get the extra actions. For example, move 1 of your ships to another colony track at an equal level, or spend 2 energy to regress 2 enemy ships by 1. Regressing means that you're gonna make them go back on the track, or enemy must pay 2 culture per follow this turn. So you're gonna go to the action here, and if they want to follow you, they need to spend 2 cultures instead of 1. And that's it. Another cool thing about the dice here, mitigation and so on, is the converter. You can use any dice, any 2 dice. You can put them in the converter. Sorry, and they can be different dice as well. And you can convert them into any die value you want, any die action. Also, at the start of the game, you're gonna get mission cards. These are sort of a secret goals that will give you points at the end of the game. For example, here, gain 2 victory points if you have at least 3 energy and 3 culture at the end of the game. Really easy. Gain 2 if you completed your Empire track at the end of the game. Empire track is the upgrade track there on your player mat. You have some more here. We have gain 3 points if you have most economy planets, and you're gonna guess them by looking at the different icons here. And so on. You have gain 3 if you have the fewest planets, and so on. Now there are many planets as well, the big deck right here. What's cool is the extra actions that you can get. If you get the card for yourself, then only you can use the extra action of that card by having the upgrade symbol. So it's over here, this symbol, by using the upgrade symbol. And that's it. And at the end of the game, whoever triggered the game, whoever has the most points, because sometimes if you can trigger the game, it doesn't mean you will win the game. And whoever has the most points is the winner of the game.
So I'll start with the components. They are really great. The art is amazing. The spaceships, if you look at them, you can even see the thrusters. But
Ooh.
what?
It's alright.
Well, if you look at the board, it's quite thick and it's really good because it has.
I mean, the box.
Yeah, it is also a dice tray, and if it's usually thin boards and the dice break it or fly out, this one is really useful. It's actually useful even.
The dice are cool as well.
It's just a nice touch.
Yeah, the dice are, I think they're like marble or something, but it looks like, but it's really good.
Yeah, they have a great look at them.
And the options in the game, they're amazing. You can, the way you allocate your dice, the way you convert your dice, the way you decide which ship to send where, because sometimes you can get really good combinations, but sadly it is a bit lowered by your dice rolls. Although you can convert 2 dice into any one.
Yeah,
You have so many options that you almost never get stuck with your bad die rolls. You almost always have something to do.
Yeah, you have something to do. You can re-roll dice as long as you have energy. It's not really hard to get the energy, and you can spend a lot of energy to get more and more options, other options, better options. So, but that tons of like sort of options and everything like that leads to analysis paralysis as well. At least in my humble opinion, here. It's a AP prone game. It's not the game's problem. It's
mine.
Yeah, maybe it's a gamer's problem in my opinion as well. But this game has that because out of your turn you cannot really do anything. We'll talk about the follow action later. But on your turn, what you're going to do, you're going to roll the dice and then see what you can do. And if you have more, for example, in the start you have 4 dice, then you have 5, 6, 7. You have more dice there already, and then you will think of all sorts of combinations, what to do to maximize points to get the maximum of your turn. Because at some point the end game is triggered, and what you're left with is what you're left with.
But sometimes you know which dice you want to roll. And that's your starting points for your next actions.
Yeah. That some people, if you, I would recommend to play like lock into one strategy or start from something. Otherwise, you will have too many options in your hand. Yeah, and
if you don't have AP prone players with you, then the game doesn't almost have any downtime at all, which is really good. Because you have culture here and you want to have culture, with the culture you can follow other players' action on their turn. That means that you need to pay attention what other people are playing, what other people are doing. So I truly love it because you don't sit and just wait for your turn, which is in, I think, most other dice placement games where you don't do anything. You can actually, you have to.
But it was actually hard to get culture. It's not the easiest way.
And that means that sometimes you are aware of the culture and then you just, then you wait for the turn and don't play with 5 players. Because if you don't have any culture, you will not get any culture on your turn, for example.
Usually get like 1 or 2, but tops. But if it's 5 people, you need like 4 culture to follow everybody.
We didn't enjoy it with 5 players.
Yeah,
It was too much.
get the picture. You have 5 players. You don't have any culture, and 4 of them are AP prone. It's crazy. It's the biggest downtime that there could be. I think probably it wasn't with us, but I would like if I imagine that.
Yeah.
It should
So
be. It should be like that.
it might have the big downtime. Play with less players, then it will be okay. Or
3
you can
player, perfect. 2, why not? Good.
with 2 players, there might be that the culture is not that important anymore because you're only following one person.
Yeah.
No? But you can follow more actions from that one person. Yeah, it becomes even more tactical game at that
So
point.
there is an expansion. It was with Kickstarter. It's called Satellites and Super Weapons. I was really looking forward. It sounded exciting.
But it wasn't.
No, what we were looking for is the super weapons destruction, and they take that moments.
Yeah, I
they
wanted
are
to
the take.
that.
Yeah, they are the take that moments.
Just a bit, actually.
Yeah, I wanted more.
Some might be nasty, but all in all,
You need to get the satellites first to get the take that actions.
but I didn't feel like it added a lot.
Yeah, so you can skip the expansion if you don't have it.
Nothing will happen.
It's hard to hunt it, or if
But-
you're collecting it.
But now, once we have the expansion, I actually don't want to play without it because I enjoy the few additional options.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
adds a little. Yeah,
rules,
yeah.
But I
Not that
enjoy it.
much. So it's not an essential expansion. I don't know. This game is quite cool. This game is by Scott Almes, who has made.
Yeah, we like Scott Almes a lot. We felt that Scott Almes makes all his games are quite different, and every single game that we played feels fresh. So there's something unique in each of his game. We didn't really believe first in a small box games because
In the Tiny Epic series, let's say.
Tiny Epic series at
honestly.
all. Because we don't believe in any small box games at all.
And
They're
it's
mostly usually just like the filler games that we don't play filler games.
And Tiny Epic sounds like it's
Tiny and Epic.
Tiny
yeah.
and Epic, but usually it doesn't fit together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it did. Like this game really did. It was my, like in the gaming world, it was the most wow emotion in the Essen.
Right, but you should take this. You should take the Tiny Epic series not as the continuation of the
Previous
game, the previous games, because we haven't played the previous games, but we heard that the games are very different. You should take it as a family of games. These are all small boxed games that give you tons of options, that give you a big game out of small box. That's the meaning of Tiny Epic here. It's like Excel collection
If you
of
didn't like the
metadata.
previous ones, this might be yours.
Yeah, you should take every game separately, and let's wait for the Tiny Epic
We are
Westerns as well.
looking really forward
Yeah,
to that.
yeah.
I'm thrilled already.
About the game itself, this year and I think the previous years as well, there were a lot of dice placement games. It's a trend. It's a
it's
big
popular
thing. It's really popular. There are a lot of dice placement games. Then this game comes out. Does it stand out? Does it like? Will people play it or will they forget it very soon? Or how you feel about that?
It definitely stands out.
Yeah, it's
definitely.
different.
For several reasons. First is the small games and the dice placement games usually don't have so many options. You can find your strategies. Well, I just love it. And a second unique thing is the follow action. That's not usual either. So it really makes the game stand.
Yeah.
It's one of the, for me personally, it's one of the best dice placement games.
And you have to actually, let's say, work to and think what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'll do this action and I'm done. You actually think what you're doing. And from a small box, it's great. Dice, well, that's different.
Most dice placement games that I have played don't have that many options, don't have this sort of feel of the bigger game. They have the feel of that just rolling dice and then selecting the actions based on dice, and that's
They
it.
can have a feel of good dice placement games, but not a big, not like a
Not an epic one.
big box.
Not an epic
But this
one.
really does give the big box game a feeling.
I think, don't get us wrong, it's not an epic game, but it has a lot
For
to.
this box.
Yeah, for this box,
Quite
yeah.
epic.
So, overly, your opinions on the game? Do you like it?
I love the game most amongst all us.
I think, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, probably because it's different. That's good. That's great for me. It has a lot of options. That's also great. But dice allocation, dice determined movement action is actually my thing. Really, regardless of any game, be it this or something more heavy, something lighter, doesn't matter.
Although when we play with you, I noticed that you still enjoy the process, but
Exactly.
it's just not your game. I could see that, yeah.
I like mechanic more over any theme or whatever. I like the process, like converging, thinking. I know this is paralysis, my style, but
Yeah, and by the way, if there are gamers who don't like dice games and dice placement games, and I would recommend one game for these type of people, one of them would definitely be Tiny Epic, because it really gives more than regular dice games where you roll the dice and see what happens.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
here actually it's almost the same. But
Not
you can do something with about what
You can-
is about to happen.
You can do a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and if you want to know my opinion and my rating, you just can look at my top list somewhere on the BGG. You can find it. I hope so. It's in my top 30. So it's
Far away from being a favorite one.
Yeah, it's not the favorite one. I like it. It's not my top 10 material probably, but being in the top 30, I think is also quite good. I can play it not every time, like play sporadically, because maybe I'm more away from the dice placement games as well. It depends. I like dice, but I don't want to play that many dice placement games anymore because there are too many of them. But this one feels different, and this one is easy to grasp, easy to learn, teach, and just you
Enjoy the game.
you get it out. Your components are cool, and the artwork is fine. It's not my style of artwork, but the dice are cool. So everything is quite nice and clean. The design is clean, and that's the main thing here.
Yeah.
That's what makes this game better than some other dice placement games. That some other dice has some fiddly rules, some
Yeah.
details.
It's
This one is very.
It's easy.
Clean.
It's well written. There are almost no questions. The iconography is amazingly well written. So you will never mix up something with something.
Yeah,
So-
and all the cards are clean. Sometimes the artwork gets in the way of
Exactly.
clean. The looking, and so that's our opinion of the game. I don't know. I hope to see another game from the series Tiny Epic Western. It will be in the Kickstarter January. I don't know what.
11.
January 11th, yes, thank you. And so we're looking forward to the new series and the other series. Maybe there will be Tiny Epic Dinosaur. Oh,
There will
Stone
be
Age.
lots of
I don't know,
them.
something
I'm
like
quite
that.
sure.
That would be cool. But thanks a lot for watching us. We'll see you in the next review. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.